Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are celebrating the 100th video, the 100th video that I've posted to YouTube. So I figured I would do something a little bit different this time. Instead of going with the DIY, a craft project, or 3D printing video, I thought it'd be kind of nice for you guys to learn a little bit more about me. And if you've been watching since day one, you probably know a lot of this already, but there's been a lot of new subscribers lately, so I wanted to give you guys kind of a refresher of who I am. Number one, my name is Lauren Renee Auger, and I started Abuzz Designs not too long ago. I came up with the name because my maiden name was Zuba, and I kind of wanted to allude to that, but I didn't want it to be Zuba, so I flipped Zuba backwards, which you get Abuzz, and then I add an extra Z on the end so that people didn't get confused on how to say it. Number two, where am I from? I was born in Michigan in a suburb of Detroit and moved to the Phoenix metro area, in particular the Glendale-Phoenix border, when I was 5 years old with my family, and I lived there until I was 24 years old. At that point, I picked up and moved to Florida, and then I moved to Colorado, and then I moved to Maine, and that's where I am currently, and that is where I will stay. I'm hoping that's where I'll stay. I hate moving, and I hope to never ever move again. Number three, schooling. So I have a couple of degrees. I graduated from high school at Deer Valley High School in Glendale, Arizona, and then I promptly went to Scottsdale Community College, where I got a degree in architectural technology. So what that means is basically I was taught about architectural plans, how to draft them out both by hand and computer aided. I was fully trained on how to use AutoCAD Architectural Desktop, which really kind of helped me get into 3D design. After that, I ended up, after the market crashed, the housing market crashed in 2008, I decided to go back to school, and I went for my culinary degree. So I got a associate's in culinary arts, and I got that from Le Cordon Bleu Scottsdale, also known as Scottsdale Culinary Institute. Finally, last year I decided, well, a couple years ago, I decided to go back for my bachelor's. So I got my bachelor's in liberal studies, humanities, with a focus on digital communications. Number four, my day job. So my day job is operations manager over at a kitchen and bath showroom here in York, Maine. What does that mean? That means I make sure all the things go smoothly. If there's any issues, I try to take care of them. Means I make sure that paperwork is done properly. And I'm also partial design assistant, so whenever the assistants are a little too busy or are off, I kind of fill in for them. I kind of wear a lot of hats. I also do a lot of marketing and social media for the Atlantic Design Center at Eldridge Lumber. Previously, I have worked for Toll Brothers Homes, Disney, and while I was in high school, I worked at JCPenney for 4.5 years. Number five, speaking of Disney, I am a Disney fanatic. I love all things Disney. I absolutely loved it when I worked there. I sometimes regret not staying on when I was offered the full-time position after my externship. And in addition to that, I also love all things Harry Potter. So when in doubt, I try to throw Harry Potter on TV or a Disney movie on. I've watched Frozen probably more times than my niece has, or maybe we're neck and neck. I don't know. Maybe. I think it'd be awesome to be an animated character in a movie. If I could someday make that happen, it would be a dream come true. Yes, all things Disney and Harry Potter. Number six. I love winter. I love winter. I know that that is very strange for a lot of people to understand, but I love snow. I love it when it's cold. I love when the trees are bare. I love the crisp feeling in the air when it's just snowed or when it's about to snow. There are very few I love snowshoeing. There are very few things that I dislike about winter. So I moved to the right place, and it drives people crazy because I'm the one who's always like, yay, snow, as soon as it snows, and I'm really hoping that maybe around Thanksgiving we can get a crazy snowfall like we did, I think it was last year. Number 7, my family. So here in this house, my immediate family is my husband Nick, which you guys have heard me talk about from time to time, and Bella Booperface, our Beagle Black Lab mix, who you guys have seen in a couple of videos because she likes to, you know, poke her nose in. In terms of in Southern Maine, Nick's whole family lives here. My whole extended family lives mostly in Arizona. A couple people are still in Michigan. Number 8, how I got into 3D printing. So a couple of years ago, yeah, it must have been about 2 years ago now, maybe a year and a half ago, I went to an event at work at a place called Surface Creations up in Portland, Maine, and they have a coffee table there that I have been obsessed with since I was in architectural school back just out of high school. It's the Noguchi coffee table and I absolutely love it. But as I was sitting there looking at it, waiting for the event to start, I was thinking, man, how cool would it be to make that coffee table out of gears? And I looked into a couple of different ways of doing that. Whether it was going to be laser cutting them out of wood or actually buying gears at an antique shop, but the one that seemed to be the most realistic was to 3D print it. That project is still going on. Here's an example of one of the gears that I've made. And this one. I am going to do a video on that probably next week, I think it is. I decided that I thought it'd be really cool to 3D print, but we didn't have a 3D printer at that point. It was still kind of a, just kind of an idea at that point. But at Christmas last year, my husband and I didn't really have anything that we really wanted for Christmas. So instead we asked everybody to give us gift cards so that we could buy a 3D printer. So that's how we ended up getting our FlashForge Creator Pro. And I've only been printing for just under a year at this point. We got it all set up, I think mid-January this year, so we're about 11 months in. High heel and makeup addiction. If you look back at some of my old videos, you will very clearly see that this is the case. I am so addicted to high heels and makeup. I have more makeup than I could ever need, but I use it all and I love it all. And well, it's fun. It's like another form of art to me. So I play with makeup all the time and I tend to get lots of really funky high heels. I'll insert a picture of my favorite high heels, which have a vertebrae heel, which is so cool. And actually I get so many compliments from both guys and girls on them because they're just so unique. It's something I actually really want to print, is I'd like to look into printing high heels because I think that would be really cool, even if it's just the heel itself being 3D printed and the rest of the shoe being made normally. And last but certainly not least, I am writing a memoir. I think that a lot of time people think that you, at the age of 31, probably wouldn't have enough information to write in a memoir, but I don't think that's necessarily true. Everybody has a story that they would like to put out, and their experiences are nothing like anybody else's experiences, and reading memoirs to me is so fascinating. So I've had a lot of interesting experiences in my life, so I started writing a memoir about 3 years ago, and I'm taking it just very slowly. It's not on my priority list. It's just every once in a while when I think of something that happened, I'll try to write about it. But that I'm hoping at some point I will actually finish and publish, because I think it would be really cool to do, even if I just self-publish it. That is the 10 things that you may or may not know about me. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, I hope that this entices you to do so. Go ahead and click that little subscribe button. And don't forget to check out social media. I am on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Abuzz Designs. And I kind of post different things on each of them. Sometimes there's some duplicates, but for the most part, it's all over the place. Speaking of so I had posted on Twitter a snowflake that I had designed, and somebody printed it and tagged me in it, and it looks amazing. So shout out to Brandon Langdon, at BF Langdon. He printed an awesome snowflake, and he was the first one to tag me in it, so you are awesome, Brandon. A big thank you to my supporters over at Patreon. I could not do videos without your support. I appreciate every penny. And if you are liking my videos and you'd like to send some support my way, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. There will be a link somewhere on the screen or down in the description box below. And I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your week and an awesome weekend. And I will see you guys again next time.